Welcome everyone to the Sixth Form Assembly for the week commencing the 13th of September. I just want to start by saying how impressed myself and the Sixth Form team have been by the start that everyone's made to the new academic year. Now I also want to remind everyone that for health and safety reasons it's vital that you sign in as soon as you arrive on the school site on the signing in sheets that are located in the Sixth Form Centre, and you sign out if you leave before the end of the school day. Now, full attendance is required for all lessons and tutor periods, and students will be required to attend tutor periods even if they have no lessons that day. Now, the tutor periods are vital because they help you make the transition from GCSE to Sixth Form if you're in Year 12. They're important because we're going to teach you study skills and how to manage your time, and it's also important because it's your chance to chat to your form tutor and they can support you with any issues that you might be having. So we need everyone to attend all lessons and all tutor periods. Now during tutor periods this year for both Year 12 and Year 13 students, we're going to look at some of the Vesper activities. Now the Vesper program is a program of tutorials aimed at helping Year 12 and Year 13 students reach their full potential. And it's been developed by the A-Level Mindset team. And it looks at the different reasons why Year 12 and Year 13 students may struggle at Sixth Form. And it gives you strategies to overcome any difficulties. Now the research shows that students who do really well at Sixth Form and achieve their target grades or exceed their target grades, they have the following characteristics or attributes. They have a clear vision of what they want to achieve. They understand the effort that's required in terms of the hours of independent work they have to do. They have systems in place. They're good at organising their learning. They're really organised in the way they go about their study. They may break down their revision notes into different topics. They may have folders for each subject, and each one is organised corresponding to the syllabus. They have systems for managing their learning, and that's key. They understand the amount of practice that's needed for them to do really well if they're taking examination subjects. They understand that most of their revision time needs to be on practicing their skills, redrafting essays, practicing past paper questions, doing different sorts of calculations if they're studying maths or science subjects. And most importantly, students who are very successful at Sixth Form, they have a positive attitude and they're very resilient. They cope well with setbacks. And our tutor time is going to be designed to help you develop these qualities. And we are going to do specific Vesper tutorials in your tutor time that are designed to bring out and develop these qualities in you, because we know that these are important for you to be successful. Now over the last week or so, I've sent lots of emails with key information and different opportunities. Now it's really important you keep regularly checking your emails so you don't miss out on information. Now every student in Year 12 and Year 13 is going to get a Hub email address. Now the Welsh Government platform is called Hub, and if you have a Hub email address, you're able to download Microsoft Office for free. You're also able to download other software, and it's a really, really useful platform. Now, schools in Cardiff are switching to the Hub email address, and that's why we're getting rid of the Radyr.net email address. Now, all Year 13 students should know their Hub login details, because that's how you access your Chromebook. That's how you log in. If you forget your password, you need to contact the IT support team, and they'll be able to ask the Hub platform to reset it for you. Now Year 12 students who joined us from other schools will get a Hub email address. We've set you up temporary with a Radyr.net email address, and it's because it takes quite a while for the Hub email addresses to come through. And this is because when you transfer from a different school, your previous school needs to send us a file which has an important number called a UPN number. When we get that number, our data manager will enter it on the system, and then the Hub team see that and then they generate an email address. So we're having to track down all the new students' previous schools and chase them for this file and for this number. Now last week I emailed all Year 12 and 13 students to remind them we have a photographer in school on Tuesday to take sixth form photographs. All Year 12 students will need to go to the sports hall at the appropriate time that's been allocated to them to get their photograph taken for our school system. So 12 Bevan and Bronte have to be at the sports hall on Tuesday at 1:05. Darwin and Lennon have to be at the sports hall at 1:20. Carlo and Napier must be there at 1:35 on Tuesday, and Orwell and Pele must be there at 1:50. Now if you're a Year 13 student who didn't get your photograph taken last year because you missed it because you were away, you need to get your photo taken, so you can go to the sports hall at 11:30 or at lunch or break time to get your photograph taken. Now lots of the emails that I'll send to students will be showcasing opportunities, and we have lots of strong links with universities and other organisations, so therefore there'll be lots and lots of different opportunities that I'll be sending to you over the next year. Now one organisation that we work with is called Young Professionals, and they have an app that you can sign up for, and they will send me information that I will pass on to you. Now Young Professionals have strong links with lots and lots of big companies and also universities, and this is one opportunity that they've sent to me recently that I've sent to you. Now Grant Thornton, one of the world's biggest companies, they employ over 56,000 people in over 130 different countries. And Young Professionals have secured this great opportunity where members of Grant Thornton's senior management team will be talking on a webinar between 4:30 and 5:30 on the 13th of September about the different opportunities they have for sixth formers. And these will include chances to do work experience with them. They have half-term and summer work experience placements. Now, these sorts of webinars that Young Professionals offer are great for exploring different careers, and we encourage Year 12 and Year 13 students to attend as many of these sort of events to help them find out what they would like to do after sixth form. Now another organisation that puts on similar sorts of webinars is an organisation called All About School Leavers. Now they have a website called allaboutschoolleavers.co.uk, and it's an excellent website that advertises apprenticeships and school leavers programs, but they also offer lots and lots of webinars from big companies. And I've emailed you details of some that are taking place in the autumn term. Now here's just a sample of some of the webinars that are taking place. So if you're a student who's interested in engineering, Atkins, which is an engineering consultancy firm, are running an insight session on the 3rd of November at 4:30 p.m. and I've emailed you details about this. Now if you're somebody that's interested in degree apprenticeships, you could learn what Rolls-Royce have to offer at a talk on the 11th of November at 4:30. Now degree apprenticeships are where you would work for a company and study for a degree part-time, and the company pays for your degree. So they pay for it all and they pay you a salary. So they're very, very popular, but they're very competitive. Now I don't want students to think that these sorts of opportunities from All About School Leavers are just for people who don't want to go to university, because they're not. You can see here there's an accountancy insight session from McIntyre Hudson, and they're a global accountancy firm, and they'll be talking about not only school leavers programs for people who are leaving sixth form at 18, but also their graduate programs that they offer for people who have a degree. So by going to these sessions, you can also find out about the sort of opportunities that you would have after you leave university, and it's about planning your future. Now one organisation we want you to check out is this organisation. It's called UK University and Apprenticeship Search. Now they run careers fairs and virtual events throughout the academic year. And on the 20th of October, they have a virtual careers fair. And you'll get the opportunity to hear webinars from major UK universities, as well as organisations and employers who offer apprenticeship opportunities. Now, this takes place between 12 and 6 on the 20th of October. And if you have study periods on that Wednesday, you'll be able to attend some of those events. And if you do have lessons and you want to attend specific events during the day when there's a lesson, please let us know and we will code up your attendance if your teacher is happy to excuse you from the lesson. Now, UK University Search run events throughout the year, so don't worry if you are not able to attend events on the 20th of October. They'll record the webinars so you don't miss anything, but they'll run similar events right the way through the year. So, there's great opportunity to explore different careers and different opportunities. Now, in addition to the careers fair that is taking place on the 20th of October, UK University and Apprenticeship Search are also running this series of webinars. Now, it's called Meet the Russell Group. Now, the Russell Group is a group of 24 leading universities. So universities such as Oxford, Cambridge, Bristol, Cardiff, Manchester, Exeter are all Russell Group universities. And they will be contributing to the events that UK University and Apprenticeship Search are running. So they have an event called Meet the Russell Group, which takes place on the 29th of September, and that's between 12 and 7 in the evening, and it's a totally free event, and there'll be different sessions taking place throughout that day, all virtually, and they also have a series of webinars before to help you get ready for that event. So please check your emails for details to how to sign up for these events. Now, not only do this organisation run all virtual events and sometimes face-to-face events, they also have their own platform called Student Stream, where they host lots and lots of webinars from universities and employers. So this is a great source of information for students who want to find out more about writing personal statements or choosing courses or student finance or open days or interview advice. So please check out this platform. It's called Student Stream, and the website is studentstream.co.uk. Now, if you've checked your emails, you'll see that I've sent details about the Access to Bristol scheme. Now, this is a scheme where students can get mentored by staff at Bristol University. They attend lectures and workshops, and if they complete the programme, they get a guaranteed offer, which is usually lower than the offer that Bristol would make to students who are not on the programme. Now, this is just one example of the sorts of programmes that are out there. Now, Radyr offer a very, very similar scheme, and they'll be sending details out later in the academic year. Now, universities across the UK will offer similar programmes, as well as summer schools, taster events, masterclasses and open days. And universities will often receive funding to support different groups of students. Now, it's very important that when you look at different programmes such as these, that you check the eligibility criteria, because sometimes these sorts of summer schools will have strict criteria. For example, you may have to live in certain postcodes where not many students previously have gone to university. Or they'll ask you questions like, have your parents been to university? Are you the first generation of student in your family to go to university? Or are you on free school meals? Or do you go to a school where there's low A-level results or low participation for higher education? Now, in the case of Access to Bristol, they encourage everyone to apply. However, they're very honest and they say that if a course is oversubscribed, they will give preference to students who come from more disadvantaged backgrounds. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't apply, and very often students will get onto the Access to Bristol scheme even if they don't meet any of the eligibility criteria for disadvantaged students, because that course is just not oversubscribed. So we encourage you to go for these opportunities, and don't be disappointed if you don't get on them. It doesn't mean you're not good enough to go to these universities or study these subjects. It just means that lots of people may have applied for them, and many of the people who applied met the disadvantaged students' eligibility criteria. Now, Year 12 students may or may not have heard about the SERIN network. Now, the SERIN network is the Welsh Government programme that provides additional opportunities for sixth formers, And to be part of the SERIN network, you need at least 5 A stars at GCSE. Now, the Year 12 SERIN network hasn't launched yet. However, last week they did contact schools for details of who may be eligible. So we provided details of students who are eligible, and the SERIN network will contact you over the next few weeks. Now, the launch event is normally in October, so check your emails for details of how to sign up for the launch event, but you will need at least 5 A stars at GCSE to be part of this program. Now, Year 13 SERIN network students have been contacted about 2 events taking place in September. One is an event on the 17th of September to support you with admission test preparation, and the other is an event on the 21st of September to help you with personal statements. Now, I have to emphasise that these are just additional opportunities. At Radyr Sixth Form, we provide hundreds of opportunities, probably thousands of opportunities, and these are just extra opportunities. So if you're not part of the SERIN network, it doesn't mean you won't get loads and loads and loads of stuff on personal statements and admission test stuff. It's just these are additional opportunities provided by the Welsh Government, and they are for students who have at least 5 A stars at GCSE. That's the eligibility criteria. Now, talking about the different opportunities that we provide at Radyr, here's just an example of the webinars that I've emailed you about in the last week. So on the 15th of September at 5 p.m, we have a fantastic webinar for students who are interested in medicine. We have former student Charlotte Innes, who'll be talking about her experience of applying for medicine and studying at the University of Edinburgh. We have a great event on the 23rd of September where our former head girl, Grace Morgan, will be talking about her experiences of applying for engineering. And this again is at 5 p.m. on Microsoft Teams. And Grace studies at Cardiff University. So you may just be attending this webinar because you want to find out more about Cardiff University in general. And Grace will be able to answer questions about that. Now, on the 28th of September, we have a great talk from Poppy and Katie, 2 former students who are currently studying at Oxford, and this is for anyone who's interested in Year 12 or Year 13 in applying for Oxford or Cambridge University. So please check out your emails for details of how to sign up for this. Now, on the 30th of September, we have the University of Exeter, who will be giving a webinar at 6 p.m. on Zoom, and they'll be talking about university options, university courses, how to choose courses, what Exeter has to offer. And this is a great talk for anyone in Year 12 or Year 13 who's thinking of applying to university. And this is for students and parents. Now, on Tuesday the 7th of October at 5 p.m. on Zoom, Swansea University will be given an overview of the range of courses that they have related to business and management, economics, law, accountancy, etc. Now, Swansea will talk about how these courses differ, their entry requirements, what students get up to on the courses, what they do after they've completed these courses and graduated. So this is an excellent opportunity to find out more if you're interested in those subjects. Please check your emails for sign-up details. Now, on the 12th of October, we're really lucky because the University of South Wales will be doing a talk for students and parents at 6 p.m. and it'll be on degree apprenticeships, and it'll also be on how to write personal statements for university and also apprenticeship schemes. So this is a great opportunity for anyone who's interested in university or apprenticeship options. Check your emails for details. Now, I want to remind everyone that we have a Radyr Sixth Form YouTube channel, and this has a careers and university video playlist which has lots of videos to help you with apprenticeship and school leavers programs and university applications. We also have student blogs which former students have put together a series of videos to talk about their experience of studying at Radyr, and we also have an assembly playlist where you can watch back some of the assemblies that we put together from this year and last year, so you can find out the different sorts of things that you can get involved with at Radyr. Now, we also have a careers website which is called Radyr Sixth Form Next Steps. So if you just go into Google and put Radyr Sixth Form plus Next Steps, you'll come straight to this website. It contains lots of information about university and apprenticeships and school leavers programs, and there's lots of resources to help you. You can also access this from the Radyr website. The school website has a link to it. Don't forget also to check out our Radyr Sixth Form blog, because we have articles written by former and present students about different experiences that they had at Radyr Sixth Form, from attending summer schools, taste events, masterclasses, etc. Now, as this assembly comes to a close, I just want to remind Year 13 students that our provisional deadline for early applicants is Friday the 17th of September. So you should be now talking to Miss Jennings, you should have showed her drafts of personal statements, and you should have completed lots of your UCAS form. She will process the UCAS forms after the 17th of September, but this is a provisional deadline you should work towards. And for Year 13 students who are not early applicants, our provisional Radyr deadline is Friday the 5th of November. And that's why you'll be working with your form tutor on personal statements for university. Now, your form tutor will also help you if you're applying for apprenticeship schemes. Now, it's really good to have a personal statement ready, because lots of apprenticeship schemes will advertise from about late November, December and January onwards, because they'll want people to start in September 2022 if you're a current Year 13 student. Now, I want to remind all Year 13 students that your subject teachers are currently writing references for you at the moment, and they will be giving you UCAS predicted grades, and we've asked them to be as positive as possible, because we know lots of students improve from Year 12 into Year 13. And your UCAS referee will either be myself, Miss Jones or Miss Jennings, and we have the job of putting together a school reference for you using these subject references. So we write the overall reference and we pick out all the good comments that your subject teachers will write about you. So if you're in Austin, Curie, Freud or Holmes, I am your UCAS referee. If you're in Keynes, Pascal, Thomas, it's Miss Jones. If you're an early applicant applying for medicine, dentistry, veterinary science or Oxbridge, it's Miss Jennings. And if you're applying for a conservatoire, like the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama, it's Miss Jones. And you have to see Miss Jones as soon as possible, because the conservatoire deadline is October the 1st, much earlier than even the early applicant deadline. So as we finish this assembly, I just want to remind everyone there's a much greater emphasis on getting students to follow the uniform policy and the mobile phone policy this year. Now, mobile phones can only be used by sixth formers in the sixth form study room or cafe, and all staff have been instructed to confiscate mobiles from students if they're being used outside of these two areas. So you are not allowed to use your mobile phone sitting on the benches outside or walking around the school site or in lessons. You can only use them in the cafe or in the sixth form study room. I hope everyone has a fantastic week. If you need anything or you're worried about anything, please don't hesitate to contact me or any member of my team. And remember, your tutors are also there to support you. Please chat to them in tutor time if you have any worries or concerns.